Boop. Okay. I've walked over to the TV. I am sitting down. I have sat down. Yeah, cool. Slow. It's slow? We could try to restart it. Oh, I mean, oh, you mean like there's lag between when you're sending a message to me. Okay, let's test it out. When you hear me say go, say go. Wait, no, that's bad. When I say hello, you say hi. Hello. I've fucked this all up. Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's okay. As long as the stream is running and you can view it, it's okay if you're a little bit behind. What were we doing? Oh, we had just beaten Amelia at the Grand Cathedral. And we learned about the password into the forest that will take us to the School of Bergenworth. But we're going to take a detour and go to the Hemwick Lane, I believe it's called. Because there's an item there that we need that's super helpful. Whee! I love Amelia's design with the with like the antlers and the dog head. We're gonna get frenzied. Whew! It just barely didn't fill up. Her transformation was gross. That was one of the most violent body horror things I've seen in a Dark Souls game, or a Souls from Soft game. Soulsborne. I guess is the best term to use. Let's equip Gascon's trousers. Blood souls. Dank spirits, damp spirits. Oh yeah, this area is pretty scary. It's just a big open forest area and there are these gunner dudes everywhere. Thankfully they don't have peripheral vision. These dogs have like blades in their... I can't tell if that's like a horn coming out of their mouth or like blades are sewn into it or something. Oh, also there's a demon from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. It's the red-haired dude from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Yay! This was boring. Okay. Yeah, let's try and get a better look at the doggy. It looks like it has blades sticking out of it. There's ropes on it too. Oh, it's actually like a hide. They've like tied a leather hide to it that has all these knives sticking out of it. And yeah, that is just it looks like it's just like a dagger they strapped to its jaw. I actually thought it was horns. I never looked at it that closely before. That's crazy. Maybe it was an alien. Yeah, so the Don't Hug Me guys, they'll get summoned in. The boss of this area is what's making them, so. I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be. But what's interesting is that if you have 0 insight, they actually do spawn. So you can actually make this area easier if you don't have insight. Oh shit. Ah shit. There's a lot of dudes. Not really sure what putting tying blades to a dog's jaw, how that's helpful. Yeah, I forgot we have the Tonitrus. This weapon's definitely stronger than our other one, but it breaks a lot quicker. It's kind of weird to think that I 100%ed this game. It definitely felt like it was easier to do everything in this one than the Souls games, but I think I like this more. I think Bloodborne might be my favorite of like all of these Souls games, Souls style games. It just feels fun to play, like above everything else. It is high praise. I mean, listen, nothing will beat the first ever time playing through Dark Souls 1. But there's no denying that Dark Souls 1 has some serious flaws, especially once you get to the second half. God damn. Alright, here we go. Things are just blowing up. this room is such a crapshoot. Just so many guns. Ooh, twin bloodstone shards. That's really good. Use those to upgrade our weapons. Nice try. Bone marrow ash. If you throw that on your guns, they do more damage. Yeah, again, they're kind of like, whatever they aren't necessarily real. Or at least, if you have low insight, they can't apparate in front of you. That could mean that they're always there, and that unless you don't... It's like if you don't have enough insight, they can't interact with you. It's only when you are open to the greater realities that they're able to interact with you physically. Getting a lot of bullets. Yeah, that seems likely. And it's also, what's interesting is that, like, most first-time players are going to come in here with, 20, 30 insight, and not even realize that if you came in here with nothing, these guys wouldn't even be here. It also makes the boss here super easy, because the boss can summon these things, and if you have zero insight, they just can't. Or that is to say, they do, but they can't interact with you. I thought there was a path up here. They have a guillotine here. So they were executing people. Or pulling their eyeballs out. Which I just got. Ow. The material used in a holy chalice ritual. An exquisite eyeball removed quickly after death, or perhaps even before. Used to unlock the seal of an old labyrinth. Okay. So they were doing it to perform some sort of rituals. Whoa, I never noticed that this was here. I can't tell if it's meant to be... Yeah, I guess it's meant to be just a person. I don't recognize them as anything, really. They kind of look like an enemy in the Chalice dungeon. Or, I mean, it's using the same weapon as this woman right here. Maybe it's supposed to be the witches. The boss here is called the Witch of Hemwick, and I wonder if it's supposed to represent her. It doesn't really look like her, though. sure they're fine. I'm sure that's nothing. I know my fault. Fire! Oh, she's got a mallet. That's it, I'm getting me mallet. Probably because we're outsiders. They just seem to be convinced that it's like the outsiders are the cause of everything bad. What was interesting is that in the in like the alpha version of this game, there was a lot of content where it was like you were actually a friend of Lawrence, who in this version of the game was a high-ranking member of the church, which would mean that you weren't a foreigner, or back then he was written to be a foreigner along with you. I think when I first came through this area, I had like very little to no insight, so it was actually a lot easier for me. I didn't know those creatures could spawn, so then I came back here in my second playthrough, and I was like, "Whoa, new enemies! What?" I said it exactly like that. Crows are so amazing. I think this is just a shortcut. Yeah. Yeah, we basically just looped around and got above this area, and then we came back down via this elevator. Let's go ahead and send that back down in case we need it. Hopefully we won't. Ow! Poison knife. Poison knife. Whoa. That doesn't look right. Unless the city's a flying city. Oh, that is awesome. I never noticed that. The creaking of the doors. This reminds me of Dancing at the Pale Moonlight, sort of like classic witchery sort of thing. We have 9? I think that's enough to get our Saw Spear up to +6. I think you need 8 to get to +6. Although I could upgrade the Tenitrus, I guess, to +3 or to 4 or 5 or something. There is a version of it with zombies. Ah, shit. Just like there's a version of the story of Abe Lincoln where he hunts vampires. During the Civil War. The American Civil War. I realize I should distinguish that, since there have been plenty of Civil Wars in the world. Oh, that was, I mean, it's the same thing with Pride and Prejudice and zombies. It's sort of just it's adding fantasy elements for the sake of ridiculousness. And to tell a warped story out of something that's kind of well known. And they made a movie of both of them. And from what I've heard, both of them are meh. I saw the Abe Lincoln one, actually, because I was a teenager and I was like, haha, that's funny. It was actually entertaining, though. My favorite part of that movie was that they in the setting of the vampire world was that one of the reason sunscreen exists is because one of the vampires invented it so that vampires could go around during the day without burning. and Abe Lincoln fights him to stop the production of sunscreen. That is an actual plot point. And it actually leads to a very cool fight where they're fighting in a stampede of horses. thing that was really weird about that movie was that, like, Abe Lincoln had superhuman strength for no other reason than that he got really angry. And I'm talking, like, swinging an axe and blowing up a tree. Not like adrenaline strength, like actual superhuman strength. If this game were as realistic as possible, that one stab to my shoulder and Ursa would be like, alright, I'm done. Like, I now have a knife sticking out of my shoulder blade. It's time to leave. Time to go rest for the day. This will take 3 weeks to heal, and my arm will never work the same again. But thankfully, this isn't me. So I can take as many axe wounds to the face as possible. Like that one. Oh yeah, the battlefield nonsense. Listen, man, she had like a robot hand. They're not going for realism. And even if, you know, like, who gives a fuck? Seriously. If you want to read about, like... There are plenty of games that already try and do educational, historical accuracy, and most of them aren't fun. That's pretty funny. Yeah, right. He was the frickin', you know, Egyptian, crap, I don't, what's like the king? Is it a king? Did Egypt have kings? I don't, emperor? I don't remember. What's the point is, he was like a leader with plenty of female allies, which, Pharaoh, that's it, right? Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. Fuck. Like, that shit would never happen. Or would it? I don't know. I don't care. Yeah, people getting so... Those dudes are... It's always just an excuse for them to, you know, suppress and hate. They'd find their excuses anywhere. Okay, we're at the boss fight. Wow, you know, I never realized how... You do not get to explore this area at all. Like, it's a really big building. I don't even know if there's doors in this... Well, I guess it's, like, collapsed. of bodies. I wouldn't be surprised if there was like, if they actually built more of the interior of this place with the intention of using it and then like scrapping it. Alright, so this is the boss room, which is really cool. Like the whole roof is collapsed, so there's moonlight coming in, and there's this thick fog. It's neat. And a lot of bodies. So the gimmick here is that the boss itself is invisible. She's a witch. And she'll summon those things constantly, but when she's summoning them, you can see where she is. I kind of want to show you what she does if she grabs you, because it's horrifying. So I might let her grab you. See if I can bait her to do it. She's covered in eyeballs, by the way. This is getting kind of a lot. Yep, she's up there. I just saw her. We beat her! Oh wait, what's happened? Why is the fight not over? My god, there's another one. So now the second witch will try and revive the first one. And things can get really bad if you let that happen. That attack will stun me if it hits. She revived the other one. Shit. Oh, that can hurt the enemies? I didn't know that. I'm learning all sorts of stuff today. She's done. I'm trying to bait her to do the grabbing move, but she's not doing it. Come on. grabby move. Do it so I can get this fight already. Come on. No, not that one. The music for this fight is really scary. Oh, this might kill me. I'm gonna die, actually. She's, if you look carefully, she is scalping my eyes out. That's a spoon in her hand. Anyway. Oops. I guess I should have really seen that coming. Thankfully we opened all the shortcuts, so this won't take very long to get back. I wasn't expecting to die. I got kind of screwed up. I just realized I took the wrong shortcut. There's a quicker one that we already unlocked. Now let's get my blood echoes back, I guess. I mean, 50,000 blood echoes is nothing to sneeze at at this level. Alright, now to beat this thing for real. That was weird. Rune Workshop Tool. So now we can equip Carol runes. Those things we've been finding. Where is it? Runesmith Carol, student of Bergenworth, transcribed the inhuman utterings of the Great Ones into what are now called Carol runes. The hunter who retrieves this workshop tool can etch Carol runes into the mind to attain their wondrous strength. Provost Willem would have been proud of Carol runes as they do not rely upon blood in any measure. And you can see that it's a brand in the shape of the hunter's mark. And that was a hunter that presumably got captured and they removed the eyes of. He was wearing a hunter's garb, so. Hey, wake up.
Welcome home, good hunter. I must have drifted off. What is it you desire?
That was probably my knuckles.
Farewell, may you...
Okay, so we can use the Carol rune tool here. Physical damage reduction by 3%, sounds pretty good. More blood echoes from slain enemies, sounds pretty good. These are like the ring slots of this game, basically. And more blood echoes from visceral attacks, cool. This adds arcane scaling. Ooh, that's pretty good. This adds fire attack, though. But it lowers my weapon durability. I say that's not worth it. I'd rather have the weapon durability. Also, higher arcane scaling is really helpful for us. Okay. So let's get the Saw Spear up to +6. Oh, you know, I might be able to equip it anyway because it just unlocked a third slot there. And let's keep upgrading the Tonitrus, or do I want the Rifle Spear? I'm not really raising my... Well, I could raise Blood Tinge. I'll keep raising the Tonitrus for now. I feel like I'm going to benefit more from that. Bam! Fire up 8.4% and we have a slow regen of HP. And nothing really buffing this. That's buffed. That's a pretty good buff. Anything we can get from this? Nope. Anything new over here? Oh yeah, the Tomb Prospector garb. It's cool looking armor, I'll buy it. No new weapons. How many of these do I have? 93. Okay, we're doing pretty good on healing items. So let's level up a little bit.
Very well.
Let's start raising our arcane. Oh good, just enough for one level. But it's gonna raise my item discovery, so sounds good to me.
Farewell.
I could probably squeeze out another level if I use up these Cold Dew.
welcome. What? Very well.
There's my damage, just a little bit more.
Farewell, mate.
Doesn't look like the Tonitrus is actually scaling with Arcane at all. I might need to actually equip a rune to it to make it do that. That's interesting. But this is still scaling. And this weapon's cool. Alright, so we're done with that area now. So now we have to go into the forest, make our way to Bergenworth. And halfway through we'll have some side areas we can go into. Fun stuff, fun stuff. That's a creepy emoticon. Oh yeah, let me show you the Tomb Prospector equipment. I actually think it looks pretty sick. That hood goes with a lot of things, so I often use it. We'll rock this costume for now. I like the cape thing on the front. It's really cool. Attire of tomb prospectors who explore the old labyrinth on behalf of the Healing Church. The Healing Church traces its roots to Bergenworth and is therefore aware of the ruins' true importance. Presumably, in the ruins is where they find Ibrietas. And what's crazy to me is that, much later in the game, we go directly above this area. Like, that bridge above me that you can see is an area we can go to eventually. And that is one of the scariest areas in the fucking game when you finally get there. It's a very late game area, though. Oh boy. This ain't going so hot for me. This guy just tanks fire really well. I can two-shot these dudes now. spooky. Son of a... I think it's perfectly natural. Resemble. Oh yeah, yeah. Plot.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
We have a new option. We can talk about the corrupted Vile Bloods. But let's go through all the other things so that we get a reminder.
As you know, the Healing Church is the fountainhead of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution. But I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that counselors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit. Bergenworth is an old place of learning, and the Tomb of the Gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Bergenworth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Bergenworth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Bergenworth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate.
But we know the password because we saw the dream of Lawrence talking to Master Willem.
Ah, there's something I want to tell you. A bit of wisdom from the eminent Master Logarius. Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Bergenworth and brought forbidden blood back with him to Canehurst Castle. It was there that the first of the inhuman Vile Bloods was born. The Vile Bloods are fiendish creatures who threaten the purity of the Church's blood healing. The ruler of the Vile Bloods is still alive today. And so, to honor my master's wishes, I search for the path to Canehurst Castle. I bid you farewell. It has been a pleasure. May the good blood guide your way.
Twisted Roots are like climbing up this area. Yeah, his goal is to get to Canehurst Castle. We actually were near it when we went to the Hemwick Lane. It was across there was a bridge leading to a castle that was all decrepit and destroyed. So, we could have seen it from the lane, but we couldn't reach it.
The password.
Alright, dude, I remember your password. Hey, if you're the old one. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Already dead. That's crazy. No, he's a skeleton. Right? I don't know. Isn't that crazy? I love that twist. It's like such a small storyline, but it's like incredible. What's interesting is that there's cut dialogue, but like if you were to keep answering the door without giving him the password, he would keep saying different things, and one of the things he would say is that, oh wow, I haven't seen a visitor in like a year or a week, and the amount of time he would say would keep getting larger and larger, and like the final time he'd be like, I haven't seen someone at this door in 100 years, and you're just like, what? So now we're in the Forbidden Woods. But yeah, I guess he opened the door somehow. Even though he's a skelly man. I swear the moon looked brighter a second ago. The other thing that's annoying is that not only is there a delay, but like I don't look at the chat unless I have a moment to look at the chat, right? Like in the middle of battle, I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta focus on the fight. So it's like you're not only are you like, hey, watch out, it's also 30 seconds late, and I won't look at it for like another 30 seconds on top of that. 2 pebbles, 1 for each eye. This area is very large. There's an item back here. Man, that's a cool shot of the city from here. It's like, that's weird, why are these boards here? And if you look up, You can see that there's chains and what looks to be a giant log with spikes in it. So yeah, there's gonna be traps in this dungeon. Thrilling commentary from me, I know. Just remember that's a trap. You should not walk that way. That is a trap. That's bait. But over here is a dude. Yeah. It is always like, you know, when you're really into the game, there's like, God, I love this so much. So yeah, if you walk here, this will collapse. I wonder if there's a way to make it collapse on its own. Oh, that was a waste. Okay, nope. Yeah, I like how this game manages to have things like flowers and shit. It's like it's not afraid to make an area look pretty. Which I think adds to the horror. That's such a cool attention to detail. They have the chain snap on one side.
But more's the pity. The hours of the night are many, and the beasts more than I can count.
Something familiar about this guy's voice.
Unending. Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you. A most frightful fate to the great cathedral and seek an ancient, shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Yes, I'm unquestionably certain. Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you. Seek you the ancient shrouded church, hidden to the right of the main cathedral. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength.
It's Patches, by the way. It's the same voice actor who voices Patches. Tonsil stone, this is what he gave us. A latticed deformed rock, or perhaps a meteorite. Appears useless, but possesses some old gravitational force that prevents its riddance. A dubious soul once said, step lightly around the right of the Grand Cathedral and seek an ancient shrouded church. The gift of the Godhead will grant you strength. Well, clearly, we should listen. Okay, so we have options here. We can go to the area that he's just unlocked for us by giving us that tonsil stone. There's an area here, which is relatively short, and that's going to reveal the truth about Yosefka's clinic if we go this way. Or we can keep going further into the regular dungeon. We're going to do Yosefka's clinic. I'm not really giving you a choice. We're just doing that now because I'm here and I want to do it. Also, it's not even Patches' voice actor. You find out that this guy's name is Patches. It is Patches. Somehow. That's going to be helpful. I'm just going to quickly grab the treasures around here. So this is like some weird underground area that the lake near Bergenworth is like seeping water into. It's funny too, because technically speaking, like, you know how Patches is always, like, anti-cleric? In this game, he, technically speaking, is a cleric. since he's like a student of Bergenworth, which were members of the Healing Church. Now, wait until you see him in this game. He has a, appearance very fitting of the kind of man he is. So yeah, there's this weird giant ladder in the middle of this underground lake area, and as we're climbing, we can see that there are entombed corpses everywhere. That's pretty crazy. I know I kind of ran through that area down there, but it sucks, and I don't want to fight the things down there, so. But if we climb it high enough, now we're in what looks to be the city again. And again, there's just more bodies tossed down here. Yeah, we're back in the city. This was a shortcut we couldn't activate a very long time ago, back at the beginning of the game. And this is the entrance to Yosefka's clinic. We'll go talk to her very briefly. And then we will do the big reveal where we actually enter the place.
Oh, hello. You made it. Find any survivors? Or only beasts? Tell anyone who's human about Yosefka's clinic. I will take proper care of them. They're in your hands. And soon, mine.
But Yosefka, you were so adamant about not letting anyone in the clinic. Why is it that, like, so randomly, earlier in the day, you changed your mind and demanded that we start bringing people in? What's happened with them, too? I don't remember them being infected. You told me they were infected, but they seemed pretty normal. Those guys are annoying. If they hit you with their grab attack, they actually suck out insight. And I don't want to tell you how. Let's just say it's a very gross and violent way. So now we're climbing up to the back side of Yosefka's clinic. And we're going to enter through an open window, basically. No, it doesn't involve eyes. But it does involve something. I'm sorry, I guess it's just an open door. No, it's a window. It's just shattered. Hello? Safka? So, for every person we send here, that NPC would be turned into one of those things, basically. So, like, if you had sent 5 people over here, there would be 5 of these blue aliens walking around. Including a 6th one, because there's always at least one in this room. Yosefka's blood vial. That is Yosefka. So then who was talking to us? Well, we're about to find out. She was human once. You were able to see her through the window.
Ah, moonlit scents. How did you worm your way in here? Very unfortunate. I had such high hopes for you. Well, I won't make any excuses. Would you mind leaving us alone? Things need not change. You'll do the rescuing, and I'll do the saving. But if you refuse to leave... Oh well. I've always wanted to try my hand on a hunter.
She's upstairs. So, this woman is a, like a spy for the Healing Church or something like that. And she basically came in here, killed and replaced Yosefka, or experimented on her and turned her into one of these things. And was like, I'm not believing in your lies. And he goes to the opposite area you tell him to go. So he ran off here, and she cured his infection by turning him into one of these. So this imposter Yosefka is experimenting on people for whatever reason. So we have two options. We can go up there and fight her now, and it'll actually be a fight. Or if we come back later, more plot stuff happens to her. And waiting is a key to getting the quote-unquote true final boss. Because she's doing these experiments for a reason. But there's something else here, too. Imposter killed Yosefka, whatever. Or she turned her into an alien. These are called celestial emissaries, by the way. They are people who have been, like, mutated in order to try and communicate with the Great Ones. So this is where, if you recall, we woke up at the beginning of the game here, on this table, and this door was locked. And then there was this note here that was handwritten that told us to seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Now, like, we may have written that, we don't know, but there's something here. A Canehurst summons. An old blood-stained summons inviting an honored guest to forsaken Canehurst Castle. Rather bafflingly, why can't I not say that? It's addressed to you. Bafflingly? Fuck, why is it so hard? Bafflingly. Do not hesitate, the stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. Bafflingly. God. It's just one of those words that I can't say. Anyway. What's crazy is that note is addressed to us, specifically. It's not just a note we found, it is addressed to me. It's addressed to Ursa. So is that maybe why, she came here in the first place? Bafflingly. Like, did Ursa, getting that summons, come here and maybe get sick along the way? Now remember, our character has no memory. If we look at our original clothing, without memory, who will ever know? So we could go to Canehurst Castle now. We could continue with the Forbidden Woods. Maybe her being infected was why Canehurst Castle summoned her. So we could go to the castle, we could go to the Forbidden Woods, or we could go to that area that Patches told us to go to. Which of the three would you like me to do? And the thing is that's crazy is that all these areas are optional except for the Forbidden Woods. We don't technically have to go to any of these to complete the game. So your options are Forbidden Woods, Canehurst Castle, or Dream World area.
Oh. A hunter of beasts, are you? Glory be. You know not the value you possess.
Yeah, it's fucking Patches.
But more's the pity. The hours of the night are many, and the beasts more than I can count. A veritable hunt unending. Not even death offers solace, and the blood imbibes you.
This is weird, I did not know this would happen.
A most frightful fate. gift of the Godhead will grant you strength.
His voice is echoing too.
Yes. Not even death.